Hi, this is a quick informal summary of Exercise 2, Part 3 that I just wanted to go over to make sure people were continuing with everything. As part of Exercise 2, it's going to work the same way as Exercise 1. You're going to read the introduction and mastering the concepts in Chapter 2, pages 41 to 53, and answer the questions 2, 4, 6, and 8 in the chapter review. At the end of the chapter review, there's the mastering the skills. You're going to start at step 1 in mastering the skills, and you go through and answer questions 2, 3, and 4. You're going to have to start at the beginning, and you're going to have to pass question 1 to get to step 2 and 3 and 4, but I just want to make sure you get to these steps here. Last thing I wanted to focus on was Part 3. And when we click on Part 3 here, we've got a map of North Carolina with the labels here for all the counties. And for Part 3, you're going to look at the videos. Okay, so you're going to go to my YouTube page and click on GIS tutorials and find the appropriately named videos, map project files, exporting and inserting maps, and then exporting and inserting maps here. And then you'll answer some of the questions about this particular map in Part 3. So you're going to use the skills that you learned in Part 2, in Part 1, and answer the questions about these. Okay, so we might see something about DPI. How is it mapped? How is it mapped relatively or absolutely? And remember, when you open this up and started this, you can go to Map Projects, Map Document Properties, and you can see down here if it's checked or not, see if it's relatively mapped versus absolutely mapped. And it explains that in the beginning of the content when you start reading Chapter 2. Ask the questions about what type of data is at POP 2013, the FIPS code. You're going to have to just look up the information for Durham in one, and then what's the full FIPS code? So it should be 5 digits. The last question, and I'm going to focus on this, is we're going to insert a map into here. For now, we're just going to insert the graphic. We're not going to insert the scale bar or the north arrow or the title because we're going to focus on that in Chapter 3. But we're just going to create a map here. Okay? And in order to do this, I can double click on counties. And we can click on symbology. Now, before we clicked on symbology, now I can make it green or purple or whatever we wanted to. But I'm going to click on, I can click on quantities. Okay, if we're working with nominal data, in this case, we're going to click on quantities. And what I'm asking for here is median age. So we want to find that attribute called MED_age. So we're going to click on quantities, graduated colors, and under value, we're going to pick all of the possible values that we can have. I'm going to click on median age and click OK. Okay. And under classify, this has a histogram of what we can look at here. Okay, so we've got a histogram of all the possible values here. But for now, we're just going to do this. And I can pick the color scheme that I want. Make sure we pick something that makes sense, and we'll focus more on this in Chapter 3. And I'm going to click OK. We've got this graph here. So you can see the median age of 25.9 to 34.4 in these yellow, versus these darker ones have a median age of 45 to 49. Okay? And in the exercise, it gets into some neat things where we can reverse the sorting or format the labels. Hey, do we need that many decimal points here? And you can see the number of decimal points is decreased, that word precision that we discussed. But what I want to focus on is I want to take this picture right here and insert it into a Word document. Okay, we can insert it into a PowerPoint or whatever we want to do if we're writing up a report or create a full map. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to File and click on Export Map. Okay, and these are all the ways that we can export it. Okay, we have different file formats: a TIFF, EPS, PDF. These are the different picture formats that we have here. Okay, well, I'm going to navigate to my flash drive. So I'm going to go to my flash drive, my Spring 2019 GIS data, exercises, exercise 2, and I'm going to call this the exercise 2 _ part 3, and I'm going to call this the image. Okay, and I can save it with a certain resolution. Okay, and this DPI stands for dots per inch. I'm going to leave it at 200 dots per inch. I'm going to click Save. And now, when I go to my flash drive and go to my exercises and my exercise 2, you can see this picture that I just made. And you can see this picture right here. Okay. I can also save it using less resolution if I wanted to. I'm going to go export map. Maybe just store it as 30 DPIs. I'm going to call it poor. Okay. Resolution. Okay. We've talked about this before. And you can see the poor resolution map here. Okay. Size of it is much different here, but this is a poor resolution map. Okay. Look how terrible it looks. Okay. And so we talked about that relationship between space, file size, and resolution here. Okay, but for now, I've got this picture right here, and I want to insert it into my Word document. Okay, there's a couple different ways that I can do this. Okay, I can literally just drag it over. So if I have Windows Explorer, I can just drag it over, and there's my picture. So I've got my colored in picture. Okay, and now you can answer the question that says, where's the median age lowest in North Carolina? So you can describe in words where in North Carolina it's low. You can say the eastern part, the central part, the western part, down near the over near the shore or in the mountains or whatever. So you can explain in words, and then you can really articulate where it is doing this. And this is what I'm asking for here. If you don't want to do that, okay, in Word, we can go to Insert, Picture, okay, and then I can navigate to the picture where it is. So I'm going to go to my flash drive, Spring 2019 GIS data, exercises, exercise 3, and then this is my exercise 2, part 3 image, and I can insert it that way. So I can just drag it over, or I can go to Insert, Picture, and that's about it.